Hey, this is Matt Movie Mark of the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1967 action adventure Taiwanese kung fu movie, The Draqgon Inn.
哎呀！哎呀！哎，客官，不是我呀！哎，客官，哎，客官，哎呀，哎，没事的，我知道啊，他到底，哎，你看这个，哎呀，哎，哎呀，哎呀，你看着，快进来呀！哎呀，你这怎么着？来来来，哎，喝酒了呀？啊？
Hey, my review can't be that bad, right? That's a bit dramatic. I'm reviewing every movie that has 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm giving them all a score of 1 to 10. After I watch them and score them all, I will rank them from worst to best. I started in the 1927 movie era, and now I'm at 1967 with The Draqgon Inn. This movie has 100% fresh rating from the critics and an 85% fresh rating from the audience. It was directed by a King Hu. Now, this is the first martial arts kung fu type of movie that I've seen from the Rotten Tomatoes list, so we're getting into that era definitely. The 1970s, I think, was the big martial arts kung fu era for the United States, so this predates all of that. And this is a pretty good movie. It has a lot of really great action sequences. It has some okay acting in it. The acting doesn't really drive the movie, though. It's really the kung fu, it's really the action, it's really the sword play, it's really the fighting. And I think it's funny, but I believe it's unintentionally funny. I don't think that there are a lot of scenes where I think it's supposed to be serious, and I think it's supposed to kind of show you how great these martial artists are, but it's actually just hilarious. So essentially what this movie is about is there is a Tsao Emperor who has just become emperor. He's the first eunuch emperor because he has beaten a General Yu.
权势显赫，而且精通剑术，武功已达登峰造极境界。当时朝中的大臣见了曹少钦，都畏如蛇蝎。
Now, General Yu has a lot of children, and this new Zhao Emperor, who has just won, exiles them, sends them out into exile, and his plan is to assassinate these children as they go into exile. So he has a group of henchmen waiting at the Draqgon Inn to assassinate them once they get there. And there's like 100 of these guys who are sitting there to assassinate. I think it's like 4 or 5 children. Now, unbeknownst to these assassinators, there is a gentleman at the Draqgon Inn who has been hired to protect these children, and he is a very skilled martial artist. Along the way, he is joined by a brother and sister duo who also are sent into exile, and they decide that they are also going to help defend these children.
你们要干什么？哎呀，走！
哎，大哥，大哥，别追了，看他们往哪儿跑。
It all culminates into a really great scene towards the end of the movie where they're all fighting. There's 3 people fighting off hundreds and hundreds of guys, and they're just doing it expertly and very easily. Until the end of the movie, they have to fight this emperor, this Zhao Emperor, who is considered the greatest martial artist ever, and he is. He just really deals with these 3 people so easily. The whole movie, it's built up that these 3 martial artists are I mean, they're clearly better than the other 100 that they're fighting off, and they're built up as extremely skilled and extremely great at what they do. They're fast. There's one of the unintentional funny scenes in the movie is towards the end of the movie, they're basically constantly dealing with volleys of spears and arrows. And there's some scenes in the movie where like there's volleys of arrows coming at them, and they just kind of like hit them away like they're nothing. But these three martial artists, the brother, the sister, and the gentleman who was hired to protect the banished children, are just built up as fantastic, and they really are. They're fast. They're swift. You know, they can catch arrows. They can hear things coming from a while away. At the end of the movie, when they fight this emperor, he is just so much better than them. And that's really what you want in an evil person at the end of a movie. You want them to be good. You know, you want them to be the best, so that there's this epic showdown at the end. So you're wondering, like, how on earth can these guys possibly beat this guy? Because he's just so good. And my favorite element in the movie at the end, we see that the way they kind of beat him and the way they're able to wear him down is that he has asthma.
Hey! Hey!
I have asthma too, and back then I'm assuming there's like no inhalers, there's no like quick way to help your asthma symptoms as you're having them. So it's basically like a Rocky type of movie where they know if they run circles around him, they know if if they fight him long enough, they know if they fight him hard enough, and if they're able to just survive, they're able to just get through it. Eventually he will become winded, he'll become dizzy, and he won't be able to fight. And that's exactly what happens. So they Rocky him down at the end of the movie. They're just able to outlast him, and it's just absolutely hilarious. There's even a point at the end of the movie where he does, like, I don't know if people have played Mortal Kombat, but Raiden in Mortal Kombat has this move where he can kind of teleport like up in the sky and come back down. And there's a part at the end of the movie where this emperor is able to teleport on like from tree branch to tree branch. Which is absolutely hilarious. I thought it was funny because you don't see it coming. Like, obviously they're trying to show that he is this great martial artist by having him be able to transport and teleport and just show how quick his moves are. But I thought it was absolutely funny. There are really suspenseful scenes in this movie because the action just makes it really fantastic. A lot of the shots that they do, even though they're funny, because they're just so ridiculous, I think it really builds up how great these martial artists are, how great these fighters are, and they need to be able to fend off and to fight off hundreds and hundreds of people, and I think they do a really good job of showing their ability to do that by just making it absolutely ridiculous. This is a really fun movie. I don't feel like I've been able to do a fun movie off this list in a long time. A lot of them have been really serious, a lot of them have been really deep movies, which I enjoy too, but every now and then it's good to have a really nice, fun movie, and I thought this movie was incredibly fun. I thought the action sequences were great. I really love the asthma angle at the end of the movie because I've never seen a movie where the evil villain has asthma, and that's how you beat him, because you're able to to wear him down with asthma. I thought when they introduced that part of the movie, and they talk about it, I was laughing out loud hysterically because I knew what was going to happen at the end of the movie. I knew it's going to be a point where they're just wearing him down. It was fantastic. It went off exactly how I thought it would. At the end of the movie, they also make fun of this emperor because he's a eunuch. They do a lot of eunuch jokes at the end of the movie, which I'm guessing is also supposed to try to wear him down and also kind of put him in his place and kind of make him feel like he's not a man, and make him feel like he's not the kind of fighter that the others are. And it's funny. Like after a while, the eunuch jokes, I wasn't too into it, maybe one or two here and there, but it just got a little too much at the end. But it's a funny movie. I think the eunuch jokes are intentional, but I don't think the comic parts of the movie where it's just so ridiculous that it's funny. I don't know if that's what they were going for. I think they were trying to go for a serious action movie, but I'll take it. I'll take a funny movie whenever I can get it. That being said, I do think it was a little too ridiculous at times. The acting is not great also. I felt like a lot of it was over the top. A lot of it was kind of unneeded. I felt like it could have been more dramatic instead of they were trying to be dramatic, but it was just too much. I felt like. Other than that, I thought the directing was fine. It looks like the movie looks fantastic. The cinematography is great. It looks like a movie that could have been filmed today. Doing this type of movie where you don't have special effects, because there's scenes where like they're flying through the air and stuff at times, and you don't have the CGI that you would have today, so they had to do that organically. I thought it was done really well. Even the teleportation scene, even though I thought it was ridiculous, the fact that it has to be done organically, I thought it was done well. It was just a little too over the top, a little too ridiculous for me. But that being said, it wasn't a bad movie at all. In fact, sometimes I'm usually bored by martial arts movies, just because in today's martial arts movies, you definitely have people who are like flying through the air, and it's not at all possible. And it's too much, and I want something that's a little more doable, something that can actually happen. And I feel like that this movie is that in some ways. But anyway, as far as martial arts movie goes, I thought it was nice. I thought it was good. I give this movie 8.5 out of 10. Thank you. Have a great day.